Good morning, class, once again. I hope that all of you will be fine at your home, and whatever I have give you in your homework, you have did it, like reading at your home, writing hard words, find out hard words. And if you are unable to understand the chapter, you can ask me in the comment box whatever the doubt you have, or you can write in your copy, and the classes will be continue as usual. That time you can ask me. Okay, you have no need to purchase the book. The book is same as previous year. For purchasing, you have no need to go outside. On the screen you can see the book. Okay, so let's study the remaining chapter, music. How the music is useful for the medieval period. Let's see. The study of music provides ample scope for determining the life and culture of a particular age. The study of music provides ample means enough, right? Enough, ENOUGH. You will have to write. You should write the synonyms. Ample means sufficient or enough. Okay. And the next word is scope. What is the meaning of scope? Scope means area. To find out the knowledge, music enough, which gives us knowledge or information about the culture and life of a particular age or particular time. Indian music had reached its zenith by the time the Muslim rulers established their kingdom in North India during the medieval times. During the medieval times and the time when Muslim rulers were established their kingdom in North India, that time the music, Indian music reached its zenith. What is the meaning of zenith? Very important meaning is there. If you do not know the meaning, you are unable to understand this line. Zenith means top, okay, top, top, extreme, and you can also write in Hindi Sheers Bindu on the top. Okay, Indian music had reached its top by the time of Muslim rulers. Okay, when they established their kingdom in North India. During this period, a musical grammar was already in existence and at a rather evolved stage. During this period of musical grammar was already in existence at a rather evolved stage. Means that time musical grammar was already developed or present. Existence means present and at a rather evolved stage. Evolved means developed. Means that time English music was also developed. The medi The medieval period saw the development of two schools of music, Hindustan and Carnatic. Two music schools was famous of that time in the medieval period. One of them was Hindustan and another is Carnatic. Famous Indian musicians such as Swami Haridas, Tansen and Baiju Bawra have left their imprint on the history of North India music. Okay, the famous musician of that time. Okay, the famous musician of that time who were them? One of them was Swami Haridas, Tansen, and Baiju Bawra were famous musicians of medieval period. And he imprint. What is the means of imprint? Imprint means mark or marking. ओके हिंदी में जिसे हम कह सकते हैं छाप. ओके he mark okay he left the mark on the history of North Indian music South Indian music or the Carnatic music was influenced by the Sanskrit musical theories. Okay, the Southern music was dependent on the South Indian music, and Carnatic music was influenced by the Sanskrit language. In instrument music, North India invented the tabla, sitar, sarod, while the South had its veena, violin, and mridangam. Okay, these are the inventions. Read it carefully. Also learn them. Okay, who invented these? Who invented tabla? Who invented sitar, sarod, hmm, and veena, violin, and mridangam? Next is Amir Khusro's birth name was Abdul Hassan Yamin Uddin Khushro. He had written more than 4 lakh couplets. He became a disciple of Sheikh Nijamuddin Aulia. Amir Khusro, also one of the famous magician, and his birth name was Abdul Hassan. Okay, and the next is he had written he had written more than 4 lakh couplets. What is the means of couplets? Couplets means dohe. Okay, he wrote more than 4 lakh couplets or dohe. He became a disciple. He was the disciple. Disciple means chela, okay, or student. Next, highlights of the medieval period in India. Let's now have a cursory glance at the historical trends of the medieval period. We shall study the detailed and specific. Cursory. Cursory means, what is the means of cursory? Cursory means satah. Okay, in Hindi we can say satah or near. And glance. What is the means of glance? Glance means sign. Okay, SHIN sign. So it's is just a glance of the historical trends in medieval period. What were the highlights? These were the highlights. For more understand it in detail, we will see the next page. Aspects of the early and later medieval period in subsequent chapter. Okay, according to chapter, they have divided all these medieval period, okay, in a proper sequence. By them, we will understand in a proper sequence and the remaining chapter. Subsequence, what is the means of subsequent? Subsequent means parinam, event, EVNT. Next, growth of settlement. What was the reason behind the growth of settlements? Let's see. The settlements grew in size as population grew in numbers. When people started living on a proper place, okay, it was depend on population. Trends changed, technology started growing, and people started traveling around in search of food and shelter. As we know, people moved from one place to another in search of food and water. In search of food and water. And same in medieval period, people also started. They know about the trend. What was the new trend? The technology. So they start moving from one place to another in search of food and shelter. What is the meaning of shelter? Shelter means refugee, refugee, REFUGE, refugee. Okay. In Hindi, we will say it ashray or saran mein, to live on a place. This caused cutting down of jungles and more agricultural growth. This caused when people started to move from one place to another, they were searching for food and shelter. So they started cutting the jungles for living. Okay, and also more agriculture grows so that we can eat. They can uh, doing these things for the food. Many tribals also started mixing with the settlements and thus mix of traditions and culture commons. What happened? Many tribals were there. Many tribals means tribes, jatiyan, upjatiyan. Many tribals there and they started live together. When they started living together, their tradition also mixed with them. And when their tradition were mixed, their cultures, some of them were common. Okay, people from different settlements in different regions traveled to other regions, saw different cultures, saw different crops, and learned new things. When they start moving from one place to another, or starting settlements from one place to another, they see they saw different cultures, different religions, okay, and different crops, and also learn them. New technological advancement commons and trade between settlements common. When they became starting live well together, when many tribes come together and start living together, so what they learn to each other, the new technology and the trade, which were commons between them. Development of travel and trade. Gradually, people started traveling to more distant places and travelers from Persia, Arab, China, and other distant foreign land started visiting this region to explore and understand the people. In the starting, people were just traveling or moving from one place to another. They were not living on a far difference, on a far distance. But after some time, but after some time, people started to move from one country to another country. They started settlements from one country to another country, like Persia, Arab, China, and other distant. What is the meaning of distance? Distance means far, F-A-R, and you know, far means dur, okay, which were very far away from India. And the word gradually, what is the means gradually? Gradually means by and by or successively. We also can say step by step means dheere dheere se. Okay, start very slowly. To why they are moving from one place to another? They were moving from one place to another for visiting, for understanding the people, okay, for understanding the people, and for the region of exploring. Exploring means to search, in search of peoples, in search of food. These voyages and travels develop trade and exchange of items from different regions of far-flung areas. When people started from one place to another, they also started talking to each other, which type of food was there in their countries. So they started knowing to each other. They also provide to each other. And this voyages means transport, transport by sea or transport by water. It's also called Jal Yatra, okay, from one place to another. So people starting to knowing their items which were living in different areas in different parts of the countries. These were the this was the one region, and they also far flung areas. They also flung means send, bhejna. Okay, they starting to sending their items. The message of the label of prosperity in this region traveled wide and trade increased. This prosperity, when they starting to transport to each other, okay, it's give them the prosperity. And by the prosperity in this region, they also traveled wide and trade increased. They also started the trade, and by this they also developed. What is the means of prosperity? Prosperity means successful, success, welfare. Okay, next. Because of this, how was the social change came? In the society, the division were increasing. In the society, the division were increasing. People started to divide them. Okay, the jati pratha or class discriminations, the complex rituals of beliefs and faith, and the superstitions all grew. Some words, very important words here, which you will have to understand, which you should write, which you should learn. First is discrimination. What is discrimination? What is discrimination? Discrimination means partiality. Discrimination means partiality. Partiality. Partiality means in Hindi we will call it भेदभाव करना. Means jati pratha and class discrimination started. And complex rituals. And complex rituals means people starting to believe another rituals. Complex, what is the meaning of complex? Complex means mixed. And rituals, I think you all know rituals. Ritual means rivaz, rasam. Okay, they starting believing the complex rituals and faith and the superstition. The another word which you will learn, which you will write in your copy, in your hard meaning is superstition. First is discrimination and another is superstitions. And what is the meaning of superstitions? Superstitions means andhviswas. In Hindi it called andhviswas. Okay. All grew. These all were started. The society started adding sub caste to the already divided caste. What they did, the people starting first they divided the people according to the work, then they divided them as they calling them as their caste, and they then after some time they divide them as their subcaste. The subcaste or jati varied in positions and power from place to place, and according to their position in the caste in their society, they also divide them. Each one of its own rules and regulation. Each caste have or subcaste. Each subcaste have their own rule, their own regulation. They do not have a proper one constitutions or one rule or one regulation. Okay. For members and gradually the human got divided into section. Each jati is their head or panchayat head. Means after some time they have divided their section. Okay, and each of them, each jatis have their head and their panchayat heads also. These also can be seen in some parts of India today also. Religious change. What religious change came? Religion started gaining importance. This led to construction of many Actually, I'm unable to see what is written. Brahmin. Okay. Religion started gaining importance. This led to construction of many uh, of them. Maybe whatever you have, you can read it carefully, but I am unable to see properly. It means people started to believing in religion. They starting to construct their religion also. Brahmins started gaining importance. The Brahmin started gaining. People started to respect them. The Brahmin, they were considered as the intermediate between God and man. Who Brahmin were considered. People started thinking that they are the mediator of God and man. They started gaining control over society as they are the ones who had the knowledge and wish and were the great demand. People thinking they have the knowledge. Okay, only they have the knowledge, so they got the power and also started gaining control over the society. New, actually, I'm sorry for this because I do not have the book, so I'm unable to see what has been written. You can ask me in the class. Gradually, the trade and other travelers from the Arab world brought culture change with them. When people started from Arab to India, they also mix with us and also give some change in our culture. Islam found a sorry, I'm unable to see this also. And believers of Islam also settled in the Indian religion. Okay, so Islam, the believer of Islam, started living in India. Later, the Mughal came into India in this period and they started ruling, which brought is more culture change. Okay, so when people of Arab came here, the Muslims started to also living here and they also brought some changes in Indian culture. The mix of religion has the advantage and disadvantage. There were many advantage and disadvantage of mixing of religion. People can learn from each other then and can get divided by religious learning. Okay, people started to learning about their religion from each other and they're also divided. They can get divided by religions learning. They sorry is what happened in the society and then society started getting divided on religion line. Class, I will explain this topic in the class because I uh, unable to find what has been written in the page. It was due to these religious conflicts the saints and Sufis came into being to breeding harmony to tolerance about which you shall study later in the book. Okay, so from here gradually to till here I will explain it in the class and when you will find any if you have the book you can send to me this page. I will explain it again. And the another thing is that you will read it yourselves, try to understand yourself. Okay, class. Next page. Okay. Political development. The period we are studying extend over nearly 1,000 years. Okay, it's this period take 1,000 years. It extend over. The changes in society were gradually and definite. It was clear that there will be the definite change in the society, but gradually a group of people who emerged as leaders were the Rajput. A group of people who emerged. Okay, we have talked about all the rulers. Now we are talking about the Rajput. So first we are talking, the word is here emerged. Emerged means come out. Okay, means उभरना. सबसे पहले इट्स मीन, सबसे पहले कौन से यहाँ पे हम बात करेंगे. सबसे पहले राजपूत जो शासक थे, द डायनेस्टी, दे केम आउट. The name basically was derived from the word Rajputra, meaning the son of the ruler. Rajput word came or derived from Rajputra, which means the son of a ruler. As they were considered to be the protector of society, they were expected to have the hereditary traits of bravery and sense of loyalty. Okay, they were expected, they were considered. People know about them that they were the protector of their society. Okay, so they were the protector of, they expected to have their hereditary. What is the meaning of hereditary? Hereditary means, this word came from the hereditary. Okay, hereditary means vansanugat or parental, parental, parent, parent, partrnal, paternal, also called parent, parent. Okay, they got this in paternal trait. What is the meaning of trait? Trait, trait means speciality. Okay, speciality of bravery. They were brave, and sense of loyalty. What is the meaning of loyalty? Loyalty means faith, devotion. Okay, they developed a reputation of valor and warriors. What is the meaning of reputation? This is very good word also. Reputation. Reputation means, we can say, fame. F-A-M-E. Fame. Fame is related to famous. And the other word is, after fame, the another word is valor. What is the meaning of valor? Valor means virta or bravery, and warriors means yodha. This section of society was predominantly in the northern regions of the country. Means they were predominantly. What is the means of predominantly? Predominantly means मुख्य रूप से, means they were mostly Rajput were there. Okay, predominantly means प्रबलता से या मुख्य रूप से, सबसे ज्यादा जो लोग थे वो यही थे, और यही सबसे ज्यादा पावरफुल हुआ करते थे. They were the main power. Okay, they have the society, they have the control. In other parts of the country, the Marathas and Sikhs and Jats also became politically important. In the remaining parts, or in other parts, we cannot say in remaining parts. In other parts, the Marathas, Sikhs and Jats were there, and they have also became politically important. Okay, the remaining chapter I will tell you in next video. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, you can write in your comment box. Thank you.